Do you feel emotionally stuck? Are you having a really hard time at the moment and you don't really know how to move out and through these difficult emotions? Maybe it is something somebody said to you that is kind of stuck in your head. Or it is a relationship that didn't work out and you are feeling super upset about it. Maybe it is a conflict with a colleague that you have at work and you don't really know how to resolve it. And your thoughts are circling over and over again about the things that you should have said, the things that you should have done, the things that the other person should have done and didn't do, or said and didn't say. And you just really don't know how to get out of these thoughts and how to get out of these emotions. It was really important for me to make a video on exactly this topic because all of us have been there. We all sometimes go through difficult emotions. And in today's video, I want to share a couple of really easy steps with you that you can go through in order to move through these emotions and get back on the other side. Hi, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Julia Arndt, and I'm a peak performance coach and stress management trainer. I am really excited to talk with you today on how to move through difficult emotions because we all have been there. You are not alone. You are not alone in this because all of us needed to move through some difficult emotions at some point in our life. And there are a couple of different things that you can do in order to get back into your full self and feel better. So I really hope that the things that I'm going to share with you in today's video will really help you to feel better. The first thing that I want to share with you today is that it is important to notice what you are feeling. And you might be thinking at this point, well, I already know what I'm feeling. I am feeling really heavy and I'm feeling really upset and I feel stuck and I don't know how to move out of that. That is good. It is really powerful and really important that you are really clear on what the feeling is that you are feeling right now. So notice the feeling, identify the feeling. There are 5 core emotions that everybody is feeling, which is happiness, sadness, anger, fear, and shame. But of course, it doesn't stop there. And oftentimes when somebody is asking us how we are feeling, we just simply say, I'm good, I'm fine. I'm not good. I don't know if you would ever say this, but you know what I'm talking about, right? We oftentimes don't really use emotions in order to describe how we're really feeling. And when we are thinking about how we are truly feeling, that can already help us to be a little bit clearer with ourselves on what the problem is in the first place, okay? So I'm going to share a list with you here down below underneath the video in order to help you almost really train a little bit your feelings and train how you are feeling on a regular basis in order to identify what the real issue is. Once you have identified and named the feeling that you're currently feeling stuck in, I want you to also go on a more physical level. And I want you to answer the question, where do you feel that feeling in your body? This is a really powerful exercise because feelings and our physical body are obviously super closely connected. And once we are creating awareness around not only what it is that we are feeling, but also where do we feel it in our body, it can help us to relax into it. So for example, maybe your neck feels really stiff or your stomach hurts. Maybe you're feeling anxious in your stomach. Maybe you're having a really tight lower back. No matter what it is, I want you to close your eyes at the moment and just check with yourself for a second here. Where do I feel this feeling in my body? And then once you have identified that part, the next question that I want you to ask yourself is if that feeling in your body could have a voice, what would it say to you right now? So if the feeling or that body feeling that you have identified would have a voice, what would it say to you right now? Would it say that you are anxious, that you are angry, that you are feeling overwhelmed, that you are feeling super sad, that you are feeling helpless, that you don't know what to do anymore? What is it that the body is telling you? What is it that the feeling is trying to communicate to you? Okay, have you got that? All right, so now the final question here in this little mini series is what do you learn from this? What might this be teaching you? This is a really powerful question, right? Because maybe it is teaching you that you need to set better boundaries. Maybe it is teaching you that you need to take better care of yourself. Maybe it is teaching you that you need to take more time for yourself to really reflect on how you want your life to be in the future, what your values are. This could be a really good indicator, right? And once we are identifying our feelings and once we are better equipped to control our feelings in the right moments, then you can actually also develop emotional intelligence. And if you want to learn more about this topic, make sure to check out my video, Master Your Emotional Intelligence. So now that you have done kind of a reality check with yourself, right? You named the feeling, you identified where you feel it in your body, you talked a little bit to that feeling, and you understood what this body feeling and this thought might be teaching you. Now you can move into the next step. And the next step is a really essential reminder that you just need to take one day at a time, even just 1 hour at a time. And here I challenge you to ask yourself, what could you do right now in this moment to feel better? What is one little thing that you can take action on in order to move out of these difficult feelings into something better? And it could be anything. It could be that maybe you're taking a little bit more time to journal about your thoughts in order to get all of the thoughts that you have in your mind on paper. This is something that I'm doing all the time when I'm experiencing difficult feelings. And it really, really helps me to center my thoughts and to be much clearer on what do I actually need. Sometimes I just need to communicate it to someone. But sometimes I don't want to talk to someone. So I'm talking to my journal and I'm talking about all of the things that are on my mind that sometimes feel a little embarrassing and that I don't want to share with other people. So it could be that you're going to sit down to journal. It could be that you're going outside and that you are changing your perspective, because changing your perspective is a powerful tool in cognitive behavioral therapy, because when you can think one way, you can also think the other way. If your mind is capable to have these really difficult emotions, your mind is also capable to have positive emotions. So ask yourself, how can you shift that perspective? How can you change your perspective from what you are thinking and feeling right now to maybe even thinking about what the other person's perspective and situation is, to have more empathy and to have more understanding as well for the other person's situation. So ask yourself again the question, what can I do right now in order to feel a little bit better? Take one day at a time. Don't think about the future. Don't think about the next month or the next 6 months or the next year, because that's not here yet. Right now, here in this moment, ask yourself, what can I do in this moment to feel a little bit better? Maybe you feel like having some ice cream. Maybe you feel like sitting in front of the TV and just being okay with going through these difficult emotions, because that is the next thing. Emotions are coming and going, and it is really powerful to be more mindful about your emotions on a day-to-day basis, even because you will learn that sometimes you feel really, really difficult emotions, and the next day you might feel really different already, because we all have these difficult emotions. They are part of our life, and it is totally okay to have these emotions sometimes, because they are important indicators of what we care about in our lives, the things that we don't really like in our lives, and the things that we need to take a closer look at, the things that we need to change in our lives in order to move forward and in order to make adjustments and improvements, in order really to create the life that we love, the life that you love. Okay, so be really gentle with yourself. Be patient with yourself. It is all okay, and you will be able to move through these emotions. Don't get stuck on them. Don't get in this negative thought cycle and be upset about feeling upset. It's okay to be upset. Don't overjudge it. Don't overanalyze it. Be in that moment. Understand yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Practice self-care. And then you can move into the next stage. And the next and final stage that I want to share with you today is, who has the power? This is a really, really powerful question, because oftentimes we give somebody else the power of how we feel. That person might have already long moved on. They didn't even know what kind of effect they had on you, and yet you feel really angry about this person. And with that, you're giving your energy to this other person instead of containing that energy yourself. Or somebody broke up with you, a relationship didn't work out, and you are feeling super, super frustrated and sad because you can't believe that this person did this to you. As long as you are thinking that, as long as you make this other person responsible for how you feel, the longer you might be sitting in these difficult emotions. And here is your reminder. You have the power. And if you did give your power away to this other person, take it back. Take the power back and ask yourself, what can I do for myself to feel better? And one important tool that is part of this question, who has the power, is practicing forgiveness. I am talking a lot about forgiveness in my programs because practicing forgiveness is really important, because a lot of us are holding grudges against other people because it's just so much easier that way to make somebody else responsible for how our life shaped out to be. But when you are taking your power back, then you can start to make real changes in your life and you can start to feel different. You can start to feel better. There's a good video on my YouTube channel about self-responsibility that I highly encourage you to watch. And there's also a video about how thoughts and feelings are influencing our actions and behaviors. Those are all really, really important videos that I encourage you to watch in order to fully understand the spectrum of why we are sometimes the way we are and how we can get out of that. So I really, really hope that you found this video helpful today. And today's audience question is, what can you do today to feel a little bit better? It doesn't have to be much. It is about self-care. It is about taking care of yourself, being even okay with feeling that emotion for a little bit, letting it all out, staying there, being present with it, identifying it, and then changing your perspective about how you can look at the situation a different way. Thank you so much for watching this video today, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care. With gratitude, Julia.